Hi, this is Gary Freeman, and this time we're going to take you on a historical tour of 5 churches here in Cheyenne. We'll begin with this church, one of the very first places of worship here in Cheyenne, St. Mark's Episcopal Church. Founded only 2 years after the construction of the Cheyenne Depot, it's been a hallmark of the community since 1868. 20 years later, in 1888, St. Mark's erected one of the most historic buildings in the capital city. Located on the corner of 19th Avenue and Central, the iconic stone structure was modeled after London's famous Stoke Poges Church. It was built using Castle Rock rhyolite with marble floors and an oak wood interior designed to resemble Noah's Ark. It has been a Cheyenne landmark for over a century. Our next stop on the tour takes us down the street to the First Presbyterian Church of Cheyenne, which was organized before Wyoming was even a state. In 1869, they built their first building on the corner of 18th and what we now call Cary Avenue. Soon they outgrew that building, building another church on the same site in 1884. At that time, it was the largest building in Cheyenne, featuring a 96-foot tall bell tower that remained in the service. At that time, it was the largest building in Cheyenne, featuring a 96-foot tall bell tower that remained in service until the church moved to their present location on 22nd and Capitol Avenue in 1925. Over the years, they added onto the structure. In 1948, a new chapel was dedicated to the soldiers who gave their lives in World War II. The school building was added 13 years later in 1961. For our next stop, we're headed over to the Cathedral of St Mary'S on the corner of 21st and Central Avenue. Construction on this majestic house of worship began back in 1907 when over 5,000 people attended a Mass celebrating the laying of the cornerstone. The structure was built in the Gothic style using Wyoming gray sandstone, steel arches lined with oak along with oak side galleries and a loft for the choir. It's also known for its many incredible stained glass windows. In 1992, the local diocese added another iconic feature with 36,000-pound pipe organ, which now serves as the centerpiece of the sanctuary. From there, we head down to the corner of 18th and Central Avenue to visit the First United Methodist Church. This congregation dates back to 1867, 3 months before the railroad reached Cheyenne. In 1869, the church paid the sum of $1 to purchase the plot of land from the Union Pacific. The first building on the site was a white, wood-framed sanctuary. In 1894, the original church was replaced by the iconic red sandstone building that stands today. Over the years, they have made several additions to the structure, most notably the Education Building, which was erected in 1967. For the final stop on our tour takes us to the Saints Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Church on the corner of 27th Street and Thomes Avenue. As Greek immigrants arrived in Cheyenne to work on the railroads near the turn of the 20th century, originally they formed 2 Orthodox churches, Holy Trinity and Saints Constantine and Helen. In 1922, the 2 congregations were combined, and this site has been the center of the local Greek community ever since. It is also the home of annual Cheyenne Greek Festival, which has been a popular community event for decades. Not only does the building serve as the heart of the Greek community, it's also a monument to all of the different ethnic cultures that helped build Cheyenne in its early days. Thanks for taking our tour of Cheyenne's 5 most historic church buildings. There's many more majestic houses all over the capital city, some of which have a rich history that serves as the cultural foundation for our town, and all of whom have helped make Cheyenne a better place to live.